Oh, it's taking forever to load again. Oh, I'm live. Oh, thank goodness I'm live. Okay, I'm so sorry, guys. That took like 15 minutes to try to fix this and get this thing going. And oh my gosh, I am so sorry about that. Yeah, Joe had to help me. Yay, Casio Star is here. Hi. I'm so sorry. This was stressful. Oh my God, this was so stressful. So yeah, basically what happened was I was using the YouTube live beta thing where you schedule a live stream. That way people can hit like set reminder. And I've only ever done live streams with my patrons on Patreon before. And those ones, I just go straight to the live stream. I don't like have the reminder thing and I don't have it scheduled. I just tell them the time and then I just do it like this. So I didn't know that apparently I needed like some type of software or something. I'll have it for next time. Hi, husband. Hi, husband. Oh God, I'm so sorry. I'm so glad you guys are here now. Yeah. Hi, Andy. Okay. So I had a bunch of stuff to talk about, and now I'm like all nervous and like super hot. It got really hot in Japan all of a sudden, and we still haven't turned on our AC because we're spending money on something else that maybe I'll allude to here. Also, if you hear any, hi June, how are you? Wait, is this June or June Ichi? This is June Ichi, ne? Okay, so if you hear any street noises, we don't have the AC on, so we have the doors open, so you might be hearing that because there's commotion outside. Oh gosh. Hi. Okay. Oh, hi Lauren. Ah, Junichi, it's so cool that you're here. I'm so glad. Hey, Fewgreen. Walking around Oxford. That is so exciting. We never got to go to Oxford. We in England, Joe's only been to London. I got to travel a little bit more around London when I did my study abroad there. My bad for not helping Sunny set up her live stream. No, don't be silly. Like, no, that was my thing. Anyway, also, I'm probably covered in cat fur because as all the stress was going on, Eleanor came over and was like purring and rubbing everywhere and like just being a cute little girl. So now I'm covered in fur. But yeah, so we're spending money on like something kind of secret, but you'll know as soon as we know that it's official. We're in the process of trying to do something that's very difficult for foreigners to do in Japan. And I've heard of people getting like really close to accomplishing it, and then everything is just like done with. So I want to make sure that it's happening before I make any announcements on it. Yeah. Okay. Let me see. Hello, the amazing Teddy Bastard Head. Are you from Scotland by any chance? just a guess based off your comment there, or excuse me, your username. Oh, I'm on top chat instead of live chat. I need to change that over. Okay, great. So, yeah, during this chat, I just wanted to answer any questions that you guys have. So feel free to just like ask questions throughout. And then I also kind of wanted to talk to you guys about some of the travel that I've done and that Joe and I have done elsewhere, like all around America and stuff before I started my YouTube channel. I thought that would be really cool. Did I? That's awesome. Yeah. What part of Scotland are you from? I had a feeling. But yeah, so I have traveled in America to a lot of different states. And some places I've been to, not just traveling, like I stayed there for a decent amount of time. And some places, Joe was living there for a while, stationed there for a while. So I have been there multiple times as well. So yeah, born and raised in New Jersey, moved to Connecticut for college, lived there for like 9 years. But then I've also traveled to Virginia, Florida. Oh, I lived in Washington, D.C. for a little bit, like around that area. I've been to California. Joe was stationed in Georgia for a while, so I've been to Georgia. And yeah, we may be going back to America in a couple of years, or potentially next year. Basically, when my aunt was visiting Japan, she had a really fantastic time with us. She didn't get along with Japan too well. Mandy, hi, how many languages can you speak? Fluently, only English. As far as how much I can speak of other languages, I did study Spanish for like 8 years, and I loved that. But I totally forgot so much of that. I think if I went back to a Spanish-speaking country, I would remember it and pick up on it pretty quickly again. I also studied French only for like 6 months, but I really, really enjoyed it. But I was studying French while we were here. So I was like, oh, I'm not going to get to use this for a really long time. So I think I'm going to pick that back up again in Europe. And then, of course, the second language that I use the most aside from English is Japanese. Definitely not fluent in Japanese at all. I try my best, but actually I have dyslexia, which I don't think I've mentioned in my videos previously. And it's really, really difficult for somebody with dyslexia to learn Japanese. I mix up sounds that I hear. I mix up everything. I mix up words. I mix up like everything. And especially grammatically, the order of words is way different in Japanese than in English. So my Japanese is not great unless it's Japanese that I use on a regular basis. But there was this past week, it was Golden Week, and my friend, my Japanese friend, who has an American wife, had his family come and visit. And I got to meet his family, and it was across 2 days that we were spending time with them. And I was trying really hard to speak as much Japanese as I could, but it was so exhausting and so stressful. And yeah, luckily, Joe's Japanese is much better than mine. He also studies a lot more than I do. I've always wanted to go to Chattanooga to see the choo-choo. That's pretty funny. I have not been there, actually. But yeah, so we might be going back to America. And with that in mind, I was looking over, like, in my head, the places that we've been to already, and the places that we really liked, and the things that we haven't gotten to do yet. And I also was curious of, like, what you guys would want to do if you went to America, and where you would want to go and what you would want to see, because obviously I'm going to be filming while we travel over there. I'm interested to know what reverse culture shocks I'm going to have, because I did a video about that in Australia, that was our first time in Australia. And yeah, I don't know how it's going to feel to be back in America. Yeah. Anyway, so the two major places that my aunt wants us to go to is California, which we've been to San Francisco, we've been to the Giant Forest, we've been to, like, we've driven through San Jose, we've done north of San Francisco is this amazing national park. It's the National Seashore, Point Reyes. And oh my God. Have I told you guys the drunk cow story? The cow wasn't drunk. I was drunk. But I love cows. So my drunk butt was embarrassing. Comment if you want to hear the drunk cow story. That happened in California. And yeah, oh my God, we almost moved out to California. We've been to Napa Valley and Sonoma Valley and did wine tasting there. I really want to go to Northern California and do the redwoods, and I've never been to Oregon. And the other place that I really wanted to do was Yellowstone. I really, really, really want to go to Yellowstone. Did you do the Pacific Highway? We did some of it, but not too much. Actually, when I was really, really into hiking, and when Joe was really into hiking too, we talked about doing the Pacific Crest Trail and the Appalachian Trail. And we thought that would be so cool. And then there's also a trail that a lot of people don't know about that goes like across the top of the country, which we thought would be really cool too. But I would definitely slow Joe down. And then he didn't want to go without me. So we ended up not doing it. Okay, drunk cow story. Would you ever move back to the States permanently? Okay, so let me answer that quick. So Lauren has a question. Would I ever move back to the States permanently? There would have to be big changes to the United States for me to want to do that. For me, the biggest thing about a place that I would want to live long term is the quality of life that I would have there. The amount of civil rights that people have, the amount of animal rights, environmental rights. You know, I like and prefer living in places that values people and realizes that work's not the number one thing, which I realize, you know, I'm living in Japan right now, but we want to go back to Europe long term. And we want to go to a place where we're not going to have to work until we die. Basically is my priority. And then, you know, healthcare and stuff like that just kind of makes America not as appealing anymore. And also, we lived there for like 27 years before we moved. So there's a lot more of the world to see. So yeah, I don't think we would go back. Okay, drunken cow story. Okay, I love this story. So when we were in California, oh hey cows. When we were in California, we went to this amazing park, Point Reyes, where we hiked through the forest, and it was like an 8-kilometer hike, I believe. And we hiked through the forest, and then there's this freshwater stream, and the freshwater stream goes off this really sudden cliff at the beach. So it's a freshwater stream that goes off the cliff, and then you see the stream keep going into the ocean. And it's amazing, and it's so beautiful. And there's a ton of pictures of it. Like, it's pretty famous, and it just looks otherworldly. So we bought sandwiches, and we went there, and we climbed down the side of the waterfall area, not where it was wet. We weren't being dangerous about it. It was a little dangerous. And we actually had a picnic right near the waterfall for lunch. And it was amazing. And then just had sandwiches. And then we hiked all the way back. And so I probably worked off most of that meal. So we stopped at a place for some local wine. We were in California after all. And we had like a little appetizer of raw oysters and a little appetizer of mac and cheese. And I thought that the mac and cheese was going to be hearty enough that I could drink a glass of wine with it and be totally fine. No. So I had not even the entire glass of wine, but I swear to God, it was a really strong wine. And I'm sitting at the table with Joe, and I just like, it hit me really hard, really fast. And I just like looked at Joe and I was like, we have to leave. And he's like, what are you talking about? We have to leave. And I'm like, we have to leave now. And he's like, what's going on? And I'm like, I'm going to make a scene. Like, everybody's going to know. And he was like, you're drunk? Like, how are you drunk? There was still wine in your glass. You didn't even have the entire glass. But I guess there wasn't enough stuff in my stomach. So I start giggling. I'm slurring my words. I try to get out of there as fast as I can and let Joe deal with the check. And we were staying at an Airbnb. So we're driving back to the Airbnb, and the Airbnb had this really big, beautiful dog. And I was saying the night before that it's really a shame that there's not a dog hanging out with us in the living room while we were playing chess by the fire. Like, it would just have been even more cozy. And I saw a bunch of cows because there's a lot of dairy farms in that area. And I was talking about how cows behave a lot like dogs and they have personalities like dogs. And a lot of people don't know that. And so then I start laughing so hard that tears start streaming down my face because I said that how funny would it be if we had a cow in the living room with us at the Airbnb, and there was just a cow chilling right next to us, and we could be super happy that we had a cow at the Airbnb. And I just thought it was the funniest thing in the world because I just wanted to cuddle a cow really, really bad. And so we're passing all of these farms, and I'm like, Joe, I want to pet a cow. Joe, I want to pet a cow. And he's like, no, Sonny, like, stop. And I'm like, but I really, really, really want to pet a cow. Like I used to do it all the time in New Jersey. I would stop at the farms and I would pet the horses and I would pet the cows and blah, blah, blah. So there was another car like a pretty good distance in front of us. And we went past this, there's a church here and there's a farm here and there's two cows like close to us. And then as the car was going this way, the cow started chasing it. So I started screaming that that cow was super playful and super happy and that I had to pet this cow. So Joe pulls into the church parking lot and we run across the road. And I think the cow thought that we had like food for it or something because it let us pet it, but it was like reaching its tongue out and like going all over our hands and all this stuff. And that was Joe's first time petting a cow. Because I got super drunk off of less than half a glass of, or not half a glass of, less than one glass of wine. Oh God. Yeah. I friggin' love cows so much. And thus my obsession with the Highland coos in Scotland as well. Okay. So what have I missed while I was telling that story? I have a lot more stories from America that I can tell. We were just talking about booking a holiday to California to go to the Star Wars celebration. That's cool, which is in Anaheim next year. I'd love to take the kids to see the Redwoods and Alcatraz. I have been to Alcatraz. It is awesome. Totally worth it. And then there's also like these fisherman boats that when they're not fishing, they'll take you around the harbor for like, I think it was like $15 per person when Joe and I went. And it was Joe, was it a 1 hour or a 2 hour tour around the harbor in San Francisco for the $15? Do you remember? 1 hour? I thought it was 2 hours. Let's say it was an hour and a half. And yeah, that was fantastic. They actually brought us around Alcatraz. They brought us under the Golden Gate Bridge, which was really cool to see from underneath because that was a new angle. And it was really nice. And then there was also this seagull that we were hanging out in the back of the boat and the seagull was just right over us and Joe named it Bill. Ha ha ha. Yeah, get it? Because birds have bills. And it kept coming and going because it wanted food from people. But I have not been to the Redwood Forest, but I have been to the giant sequoia forest. And oh my God, that was amazing. We saw the world's largest tree. We drove through that sequoia tree that like fell down. And then instead of moving it, they just built like a tunnel out of a chunk of it. But then you still like, there was still the top of the tree that you like literally drove your car through, which was amazing. And those are actually really like easy hikes as well because they're paved and everything, which is really nice. What else have we done in California or San Francisco? There's a sea organ where like when the water comes in, it plays music like by nature, which I thought was really cool. If you're there, just do yourself a favor and go to Point Reyes too. You can sometimes see whales there and the wind is crazy strong a lot of the time, but you can go to this lighthouse that's like way out in the water and it's just really, really beautiful. And I really recommend it. Now, technically, the hike that we took to see that waterfall, it starts with an A if you want to like Google waterfall at the beach, California, Point Reyes, something like that. You'll find it. But technically that trail that you take is illegal or like they don't they don't keep it up, like the rangers and stuff. They don't do any work on it. So it was iffy. Like there's warning signs and stuff like that. But I mean, when we went, it was perfectly safe and it was awesome. Yes, these are pajama pants. What else is new? Do people still disappear on the Appalachian? Possibly. I still think that it's safer than going to the grocery store in America half the time. Probably not half the time, but yeah, I also, though, I really usually tend to trust outdoorsy people. I feel like they're good people. They're my people. And usually are more laid back and relaxed and stuff like that. But that being said, like New Jersey has the highest population of bears and bear sightings on the Appalachian Trail. So maybe if people aren't smart enough to like make noise as they're hiking. I mean, I'd hope anybody that's hiking would have experience with animals to know what to do, though, in case of a bear. But anyway, you should make one video about dyslexia. It's so important. And sorry for my mistakes with English. Oh, you're not making any mistakes with English. Don't worry about it. Yeah, I want to do a video actually on my dyslexia, but also on mental illness in general. Because it is something that I've struggled with and I want to be really open about it. You know, I've made videos about my invisible chronic illnesses and stuff like that. But I haven't made a video yet talking about the mental stuff that I've struggled with, which a ton of people who have invisible illnesses and chronic illnesses, they have that as well. So yeah, it is something that I do want to talk about, and I'm planning on talking about it soon. I really want to make sure that that's done properly. Yeah. Thanks for the suggestion, Mandy. I used to find whenever I went back, a new housing estate or 3 had sprung up. Yeah, like when I went to when I lived in Connecticut and I would visit back home, I don't know, a lot of stuff, like they were just tearing down these forests, and like there's a lot of farmland around where I grew up, and they were demolishing it and putting up housing, and yeah, I don't like that stuff. It makes me sad. 100% just became a bigger fan of yours. Oh, cool. Was it because I see a lot of comments about the cows, so I'm assuming you also like cows, or you also easily get drunk, or I don't know. Yeah, I think that hashtag Sunny Pets Cows, or Let Sunny Pet Cows. Yeah, I think that should
Are you still on
trend.
Top Chat or are you on live chat?
I'm on live chat.
So your live chat's different than my live chat.
Oh, really? Oh, well, I'm reading it from the top. It says you commented she pets all the cows. Kevin, hi Kevin. Hiya Sunny, drunken cow yarn. Bet Joe was face palm male symbol. LOL. Joe, how were you handling my drunk booty in California with the petting of the cows? I think he handled it well. He let me pet the cows and get that out of my system, and I was super happy. So let's see. James Anderson. Hi, James. Hi, I'm Scott, and thank you for your stories and info about my wee country. Make me proud. Oh, I love Scotland. I love Scottish people. You guys are fantastic, and the country is fantastic, and I miss it so much. Scotland's amazing, and I really, really want to go back. Brexit keeps getting extended, so like it's giving me anxiety because I want to know if I can go back one day or not. I don't know, but I still don't know what's going on with my Italian citizenship. That's not official yet, so we'll see. Scotland is great. Heck, yes, it is. Ooh, we got some Japanese up in the house. So should I say, oh, konnichiwa. Dare desu ka? Who is this? Is it one of my students? I was supposed to go on a 2-hour memorial walk today, but only managed the first half an hour and had to stop. Stupid invisible illnesses. Yeah, I've had to change a lot of plans, unfortunately, when we're traveling and different things. And like Joe has to constantly remind me to slow down, take it easy, and have those rest days if I need it. So I'm really sorry that you missed out, Kaz, but I hope you enjoyed the first of the parts of the walk. Hey, Allington, my student has dyslexia, which is a huge problem in Japan as no one knows how to teach him. Yeah, and I tried looking up like how to deal with learning a second language with dyslexia because I it's been such a long time since I've been in school like that I haven't really had. I'm just going to put this here because it keeps going off on me. I haven't really had any. Oh, you can see it. Yeah, look, it's gone. I haven't, like, when I was growing up in school, and this is one of the things I wanted to talk about in the video about dyslexia and stuff. I wasn't ever diagnosed while I was in school. Like, it was so obvious. It was so obvious. But I think it's a thing that I'm a girl, so they weren't anticipating it because my brother was diagnosed like that. He was struggling with math, and I struggled with math. I went to summer school twice for math, and nobody ever even suggested that I got testing or anything. But oh my God, when I had to read out loud in school, it was so bad because, like, I have always loved reading and English literature and all of those classes. So as what my teacher thought was a reward to the top students in English Lit, I got chosen to read as Juliet, and my friend Jorge got chosen to read as Romeo. And I ended up skipping school a couple of times because I was so nervous reading out loud that I was constantly stuttering, and like it was just so stressful as a student because I had no idea that I had dyslexia. I didn't know what was wrong with me. I just really thought I was dumb. Honestly, I thought I was really stupid. I had really low self-esteem. And I thought maybe my nerves made me a really bad reader. I don't remember exactly, but that was like ninth grade. I can read out loud better now. But I still sometimes I mix up numbers all the time, and I still so yeah, learning Japanese, when I was looking up like tips for people with dyslexia to learn Japanese, they were like, do you have to learn it? Like, are you sure? And most of the stuff was for parents of children with dyslexia. And it was like, can you get a permission slip from your doctor saying that they don't have to take this because it's going to be incredibly difficult for them? And I'm like, yeah, I know. Yeah, no help. Okay, I'm behind on the chat. Oh my God, I'm talking too much. But yeah, I do find that with Japan, anybody that has anything that you would want to customize their education for, it's just not something that they do, like, because of that community aspect. It's a one size fits all thing, and that's just not the case with education. And I'm definitely proof of that. So I do try to make my personal lessons different, or to have a lot of different elements for different kinds of learners, but it is really difficult. Beautiful views from where I did walk. Oh, that's good, Kaz. My last comment was in relation to your views on living in the States. Oh, yeah. I get comments from Americans saying that it's very obvious that I hate America and like all this stuff. I don't hate America. I disagree with the people that say America is number one just because it's America. Like, give me solid reasonings for why you think a country is really great, because there are so many amazing countries out there that you don't just make a blanket statement, this is number one. Well, number one in what? Like, anyway, yeah. That's really funny, though, that I immediately thought, oh, she must like cows. Exactly. You go into the woods and they're not there anymore. Yeah. Alistair the Scott here. Yeah. I actually, I did recognize that. I haven't seen a comment from you in a long time. I've missed chatting with you. If Brexit happens, Scotland will be independent. I really hope so. Konnichiwa. Chips86. Hi, Chips. Let me see. Cause at least you went. That's the main thing. Yeah, I agree. Like, but honestly, oh gosh, Penny's going in the cat litter box. If you hear that, you're like scratching. I'm so sorry. Oh man. In a normal video, see, I would edit that out, but we're live here, folks. Spooky Halloween Brexit. I know! They made it on Halloween, and that's my favorite holiday ever. You hear that scratching, right? You can't not hear that. Oh my god. So, I should have moved the litter box into the other room. We have two, so we keep one in that room and one in this room. We can't have one in the tatami room, but like, okay. Let's just sit in awkward silence. She loves scratching too. But yeah, Halloween is my favorite holiday, and I was actually kind of sad that they made it on Halloween. But also, if Brexit happens, Scotland might still be a good bet when they become independent. Yeah. Do we need to speak about UK politics on this? Yeah. And then Joe, so you can talk for hours about UK politics. I know more about US politics than I know about UK politics, but I do follow Brexit closely. We don't have to talk about it right now. It's just something that I personally am following because I do miss Scotland so much and I do love it so much. And I would like to go back. We'll see. Well, we're moving back to Europe eventually, come hell or high water. I'm going to make it happen. I have a plan A, B, C, and D. And yeah, so even if we're not living in Scotland again, I will definitely be back to visit. And maybe I can do like meetups or something, in years from now, if anybody still cares. Okay, I get enough of that here in the UK. Yeah, actually, what's funny is that like, if you move to another country, you will become suddenly like not advocate for that country, but like an ambassador, like a representative of that country. Like when I was in Scotland, I was the only American in the beginning, in the first trimester. I was the only American in my master's program. And it was during the election. So I was getting a ton of questions about American politics and how the hell was this happening? And I was trying my best to explain it, but I really didn't want to talk about it. And it was embarrassing and horrible. And oh God. So I do understand. Luckily, here in Japan, they consider it like rude or like they don't want to ever make anybody uncomfortable, so nobody really talks politics. And that is one thing I very much appreciate, especially in incredibly embarrassing times. Yeah. But I do think that it's good to talk about. Bless you. I do think it's good to talk about because, like, in Japan, never talking about uncomfortable things kind of slows down the process to acknowledge those things, acknowledge that those things need changing, and then creating laws to change them. I won't get into detail about that. Any ideas which European country you'd move to if the opportunity arises? So yeah, I was thinking about Lyon, France. A lot of it reminded me of Edinburgh, but we just, with everything with Brexit being up in the air, we can't, know for sure what's going on with that. So we were looking in like mainland Europe, within the EU, when I have my Italian citizenship, of like where we could potentially move. And so I was thinking, my main things was, yes, quality of life and a great work-life balance is high on my priority list. So France has that for sure. Great food, because Joe and I love to eat. Friendly people and like a green, welcoming atmosphere. Here in Japan, like there's a ton of cities that I could never live in. We just went to Tokyo, Kyoto, and Hiroshima for the first time. And I could never live in Tokyo. I just couldn't. It was just all concrete, like no green, barely any trees, no grass, no nothing. And here in Fukuoka, we purposely live near a park. And we, did that on purpose. So I need that. So then we were talking about different cultures. I have a friend in Munich. Her name is Dana. If you watch her on Wanted Adventure, she's also a YouTuber, and she is so nice. And so we were kind of thinking about, maybe Germany. We really loved Berlin. We've never been to France, but we never went to Scotland before we moved to Scotland, and we never went to Japan before we went to Japan. So part of me wants to keep that trend up too. I don't know. And also, we really liked Vienna, and we wanted to see more of Vienna. So, yeah, there's a lot of places that we're definitely considering. So do you see yourself settling somewhere in Europe? Oh, yeah, definitely. I loved Australia when we were in Australia too. And part of me was like, oh my God, we could live here. It's freaking gorgeous. It has good food. The people are so friendly. The weather is fantastic. And yeah, it's so far away from everything else that I think Europe is better for me travel wise. Like, we can go to the Middle East, we can go to Asia pretty easily, we can go to Africa, we can obviously travel around Europe. And, so I think that's the best place for us to be. Okay, I missed some stuff. It's really interesting how dyslexia manifests differently in different people, totally. I've never had issues with reading or reading aloud with numbers, but with numbers, Y, and spelling. Oh my God, I failed every single spelling test in like second grade and stuff. I failed every single one. I still to this day cannot spell onomatopoeia. That was one that I remember being on my spelling tests. And yeah, why the hell wasn't I ever tested for that? Like, I could have gotten much better grades and had better self-esteem, but whatever. It's in the past. What you gonna do? We have another Japanese viewer. Hello, konnichiwa. Number one in warfare. There you go. Yeah. Huh?
Konbanwa time.
Oh, it is konbanwa time. Yeah, because you're here. I was thinking that like pretty much everybody else, it's the afternoon. Okay. Number one in warfare, also number one in incarcerated people, and number one in, yeah, we don't have to go there. I want to hear more stories about Japan, or I want to hear more about Japan and Sunny's stories. Yeah, I have a lot of stories. I'll keep going, I'm sure. You can't shut me up. And I don't know how long this live stream is going to last, basically until I get tired. I don't know when that's going to happen. My sleep schedule is so messed up. It's been Golden Week here in Japan. So for those of you who don't know, Golden Week is like the longest amount of time that you get off in Japan, basically, because there's a lot of different holidays. This year we got an extra one because now it is the new year, the new era in Japan. So it's called Reiwa. Yeah, we got an extra like couple of days off because of that. So we got an entire week off, and then we're also off tomorrow, which is why I'm doing this tonight. Which was really cool. Like, I mean, I wasn't sick of teaching yet because we had just started the new school year teaching. But yeah. So let's see. I'll come visit you on a meetup somewhere in Europe. Hell yeah, let's do that. I want to do that. Scotland would be easiest other than England, but don't live in England. Well, maybe the north. I'm not like against England or living in England. I think I would pick up the accent so much faster than I picked up the Scottish accent. I don't know. Sorry, constantly moving and adjusting. Yeah, the new era comes when the new emperor comes. So Japan has a new emperor. He was like the prince, and I don't know if you heard about the princess, but she like gave up her royal status for love. It was very romantic and very cool. It's been an exciting time here in Japan, except that we have been hiding because Golden Week is when everybody travels. And oh my God, we went to Hakata Station yesterday and it was so packed. It was insane. So we've been hiding either our place or over friends' places. So we haven't really been going out too much, except to see the new Avengers, but no spoilers in the chat. No, we're being good here, but it was so good, right? Yeah. definitely the Japanese need to face up to reality more and get up to speed with modern thought. I agree. Haha, I will be working in Lyon for 8 months in the next 6 weeks. Oh my God, I'm so jealous. You have to tell me all about that. Please tell me what you think. From what I've researched online, it looks really beautiful. And I've heard that the people there are so friendly. And yeah, I've heard it has like the best food in France. Like it's the foodie capital of France, which is already known for their food. So I thought that was really cool. What was your experience working while in other countries? I had some culture shocks while working in other countries. Scotland and Japan is definitely very different. But okay, so when I was working in Scotland, it was right after working in America, obviously, and I am a hard worker and I kind of always have been. So I brought that same motivation to Scotland. And actually, a few people commented that American workers in Scotland are much harder workers than like any of the European people. And this might be because I was a waitress. And in America, you're only paid in tips when you're waitressing. So you're working so hard and you're so pushing and upselling and, extra customer service to try to get those tips. And yeah, so there was one time when I was promoted really fast, but I'm always promoted really fast. But I became a supervisor in like 3 months or less than that, I think. But yeah, in my other jobs in the US as well, I've always been promoted, usually within a few months, from the starter position or whatever. But I was having heart issues, and the rules at Yo Sushi was that you have to give 3 hours notice, or like if you're going to call out sick, it has to be the closest to your shift would be 3 hours before your shift. So I started getting heart palpitations about 2 hours before my shift. And I was like, okay, well, I can't call out sick. So I'm going to go in and I'm just going to ask them if like I don't have to be on my feet. Maybe I can hostess the whole time and they can let me sit in a chair while I'm hostessing, So I get to work and my pallor is just terrible. I'm like pale and green and like my lips lose color and my gums have like no color because and I'm having a hard time breathing and I have to keep stopping because my heart rhythm's all messed up. And I said to my my supervisor, my manager, shift manager at the time, I was like, I really can't be on my feet today. Can I just, hostess and I can be downstairs and I can sit, like if I could just sit the whole time, like, that would be great. And she's like, why the hell did you come into work? And I was like, well, because the rules say that we can't call out of work. And like in America, you'd be fired. Like when I worked at IHOP, they reminded you all the time that there's a lot of other people that want that job. And no call, no show, or even if you called last minute, like you would have to find a replacement person. And I didn't have a lot of people's numbers and like, So basically my supervisor at the time, I almost keep saying her name and like, I don't want to do that. I don't know if she's still there or not. But my manager at the time was like, go sit down. I'm going to make some phone calls as soon as they don't even have to be here yet. As soon as I know that somebody can cover your work, just go home, because she wanted me to immediately go home. And I was like, I don't want to let anybody down, like team player, blah, blah, blah. So that was a huge shock to me. The fact that they were like, what the hell are you doing? Because even in America, when you're like contagious, like sick with something, you still have to go to work or else you're looked down on and like severely. But in Europe, it was, what the hell are you doing? You're going to get everybody else sick. Go home and take care of yourself, So that was a huge shock. As far as working in Japan, I don't get a lot of the Japanese working experience because I'm not Japanese, so I get kind of an out. And then also, I don't have my teacher's certificate here in Japan. So even though I am teaching, I am not held to the same standards as the teachers. So like I can't have a club activity and stuff. And trust me, I'm really, really glad that I'm not, because a lot of the teachers here work 6 or 7 days a week and like 90 hours a week. And it's just absolutely crazy and it's too much. And the frustration that I have is that like, if they were more productive with the hours that they were working, they wouldn't have to work the hours that they do. But because of the culture, they have to work the hours that they do, because the mentality is the longer you're there, the better the worker that you are, instead of the more productive you are with your time, the better the worker that you are. So they have no reason and no motivation to be productive because they know that they're going to be there until 11 o'clock at night anyway, either way. So why are they going to, do that? So yeah, I don't know if I answered that question fully. I talked a lot though. So, okay, what else? Oh gosh, I'm so lost. I'm so far behind. Okay. Leon's nice. So, La Rochelle is gorgeous. Ooh, that sounds nice. I'll have to look that up. There are some really beautiful cities in Germany. It always seems very green to me and so efficient. I was thinking about Germany. Like Joe was thinking more about Germany, honestly, but like I'm nervous that the bluntness, like, because sometimes people can just say anything on their mind, and I'm really worried it's going to really hurt my feelings. Basically, I don't know if I can handle it. Especially after living in Japan, where like nobody says anything like that to you. And then also Japan is super conservative, and I found that doesn't really fit with who I am. And I know Germany is a bit more conservative. So part of me was like, no, I don't want that. But yeah, it's still up in the air, totally. The emperor is so out of the everyday life here. It was in the news, but no one cares. Yeah, like the emperor doesn't really have any power or anything like that. Like, I never hear anybody talking about him or anything. But like I said, people don't really talk about that stuff. And if they do, I probably wouldn't be able to tell because my Japanese isn't that great. I can understand more than I can say. But anyway, I still consider that my biggest regret, not staying in Australia. Oh, Australia was great. Music life, hi. Yeah, if it wasn't so expensive to move to Australia, and if we had like a solid visa, like the 4-year visa, we would be moving to Australia next. But it's just so expensive with the animals. Did you ever visit the Outer Hebrides when you lived in Scotland? If you haven't, you have to. It's so amazing up there. The beaches are phenomenal. That's like the that's like the far north, right? We've been to the west. We've been to the West Coast. We actually went kayaking there. I have footage from that. I've been meaning to make a video out of that, but I don't know if I'll make it for everyone or just for Patreon. I haven't decided yet. That was so gorgeous. Oh my God, I miss Scotland so much. Yeah, I miss the mountains. Like, okay, so Japan has gorgeous mountains, but they're so steep, which is hella impressive and like beautiful to look at, but you can't really hike them, Sorry, my bangs are being weird today, bothering me. I slept on them weird. Oh, hey, hello there. How has your health been? I did not do a health update. Thank you so much for reminding me. I've been practicing my breathing exercises. They have been helping. As Joe and I walk, I've been doing some other things, and that's been helping a lot. Joe has very much been, I don't want to say on top of me because people will say that that's dirty. What can I say? Joe has been strict with me about following up on my health, not pushing myself too much. And because we've had the week off, I've gotten to rest a lot, which is good. And I did really want to say, like, thank you guys so much for your patience with, the lack of videos and updates and everything while I got all of my ish together. Because, yeah, it's been a lot to handle. Basically, since I moved to Japan, there's just been one thing after the other, and it just became like too much. Oh, and then my health just took a huge dive. But I've been feeling really great lately. Knocking on wood. Yeah, I've been feeling really, really great. So that's good. So the rest has been helping, and I'm going to keep reminding myself of that. Joe was just asking me today, like, hey, are you going to try doing 2 videos a week? And I'm like, no, I need to not push myself more than I need to. Definitely no spoilers. Haven't been able to get a babysitter until next Wednesday. Have nearly lost my mind waiting. Oh my God, Cassio Star, have you... So who is it? Like the directors and all of that, they have said that they give permission for spoilers to start tomorrow, I believe. So yeah, be careful about that. Stay off the internet, basically, for a couple of days. My wife's friend is from Lyon. Oh, you should. Oh, that's awesome. Okay. Oh my gosh, I'm so behind. Oh, I'm so sorry. You should put her onto your channel. You could maybe meet up. She is French, but an English teacher. That is so freaking cool. Because yeah, I would like to continue teaching English, I believe, but we don't know when we would move there, so maybe not. I spent about 24 hours in Lyon when I was 18. I don't remember much, except it was really pretty, and the shower in the hotel was super fancy. Because it hampers their development and will seriously damage them in the future as the world becomes more and more global. Yes, honestly, Japan does need to change, and fast. Very, very, very fast. And that's really apparent when you're living here. Yeah. So that's completely right. Gotta go, Sunny. Bye. Oh, bye. I didn't even get to say goodbye to you. I'm so sorry. Shoot. I'm so behind. I've been very lucky as I have worked in the States, Buffalo, Germany, Munich. Oh, that's really cool. Yeah. How did you like Munich? Because, I mean, it looks absolutely beautiful. Buffalo, I had a school teacher friend in Buffalo many years ago. Oh, fine ass Amy Fresh. Hi. Actually, Joe.
I said thank you in chat.
Oh, okay. Yeah, Joe wanted to say thanks. I'm so behind. Okay, I'm gonna keep going. Everybody's saying hi. Oh no, looks like the start at 7 a.m. my time. Oops. Hi, Joe. The salary that includes overtime kind of forces people into working longer hours because they are paid overtime hours if they did or did not. It's one of the big negatives there. Dab hand. Are you talking about in Japan? Because pretty much everybody I know doesn't make overtime. Basically, the agreement is that when you work salary, that you just work the hours required. But yeah, like the hours are like 80 plus hours a week, which is way too much. And like I said, it's not like those hours are being used productively. It's just sitting your butt in the chair gives you credit for doing things. Like, it's kind of backwards. The salary that includes overtime kind of if you complain, you could find yourself stagnant in the job and possibly blacklisted if fired from the industry. Herman's Hermits, a top British band once, were headlining one night at the local bar. Oh, that was to somebody else, and they retracted their stuff, so I couldn't read that one. Oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. I'm trying to catch up as fast as I can. I live in a valley close to Loch Lomond. That's awesome. Loch Lomond is so beautiful. The actual place isn't great, but the scenery is amazing. I can see Ben Lomond from my kitchen window. Wow, that's fantastic. That is so freaking cool. We took our friends to Loch Lomond and we went to Ben Avery. Wait, what's the name of the highest mountain in
Nevis?
Ben Nevis. Ben Nevis. We hiked. I made it to like the saddle. I don't know if you've ever been there, but when you go up the mountain and then there's like the lake and then there's a bit more. I made it to the lake and then decided to go back down, and it was dark by the time that I got back down pretty much. It was like 11 o'clock at night. And it was during the summer, so, you know, it stays light for so freaking long, which was really cool. Such great memories. It was just wonderful. And I have some footage from that as well, but I was mostly focusing on hiking and not dying. So I don't have too much, unfortunately. I wish I had more. Joe and his friend Matt went all the way to the top, and then they came back like after midnight. They did it in like 6 hours, which is crazy. I enjoyed myself in Buffalo, but getting on. Knock on wood. Yes, knock on wood. Or touch wood, depending on what country you're in. The walk I went on this morning reminded me how beautiful the UK can be. I spent so long in the city that I forget how lovely the hills are. Yeah, that's the thing that like I found with a lot of people in the UK, like my friend who lives in London, whenever she's talking to people that are like, yeah, I really want to visit the UK, she's like, why? There's nothing here. And would like actively tell them like, don't visit, you know, and I just think it's one of those things where like you don't realize what you have, or the grass is always greener. I don't know, but the UK is really lovely. And I loved my time there. You guys got a lot of amazing history, really beautiful nature. Yeah, it's awesome. What is my dream job? Oh my gosh. I don't know. Dream job, that's tough. I really do love teaching. I think I would like to work for myself, but I would like to work with people. I love teaching. So like I thought about potentially opening a wildlife sanctuary. I thought that would be really cool, because I could educate people on conservation and wildlife and, you know, laws that need to be put in place to protect them and a lot of other stuff. Yeah, because I wanted to work out in the field, honestly. If health wasn't a thing, like dream as in like dream really, really big, like if I didn't have health problems, I would be in the field doing conservation, doing studies, getting data, and, you know, hopefully motivating people to change the world in a better way, for sure. But yeah, I have a lot of ideas about that. A lot of different ideas. Japan is doing fine right now. Why do people want everyone to be the same, and why should they be? There's a reason why countries should remain unique. So dab hands, I don't think anybody's saying that Japan should be like any other country or not like Japan. We were saying that like Japan has huge problems. It's really not fine right now. It's in a downward spiral economically, population-wise. The aging population is a huge issue in Japan right now. But their culture is a huge issue in Japan right now because their culture is preventing the population from fixing itself. Once again, we're getting into politics with that, but it's not that Japan can't remain Japan, it's that it needs to globalize. It needs to stop isolating itself, and it needs to change with the times, because right now, like, they think about any change as like an attack on their traditions, like that if they change something, it's saying that they were wrong in the past, so they shouldn't do that. Like, but yeah, really, really high suicide rates because of the work hours and stuff. And the population issues are because of the work culture. And I mean, there's other problems as well, but it needs to change. It really needs to change. Yeah, I can potentially do an entire video about that, but then I would be pissing off a lot of Japanese people. And when you're a foreigner living in Japan, and I've also heard of this in Korea, if you say negative things about the country, there are Japanese people and Korean people who will call immigration on you. They hire detectives to find out your address so that they can report you, and they try to get you kicked out of the country. Yay. Yeah, so I try to avoid saying anything like that. Joe, as we're live, where are your noodle vlogs? Joe, we talked about recording another one this weekend, didn't we? But yeah, so
I'm very busy.
Yeah, Joe has been very busy with his YouTube channel, and then we keep talking about filming another ramen video, but like I said, there's been a project thing that we've been really, really busy with. And if that happens, we're going to be really busy with it for a while. Yeah, so you'll have videos about that if it happens. I really hope it happens. We'll find out this week. I really enjoy Munich. The people are really friendly. The nightlife is on point. Was lucky that there was a beer festival. My subpar for the beer festival, I think you mean my German is subpar, but they were cool with it and didn't mind my poor German. Oh, that's cool. Yes, in Japan with JET teachers, etc., you won't get it, but office workers, call center staff, etc., they get overtime by default. They are changing laws. Yeah, they're definitely changing laws about the work culture, but a lot of it's not being enforced, unfortunately, because they're trying to make a change, but they're not really enforcing the changes. Like, they're saying that they need to change, but they're just not. Yeah. Same with cause. I moved to the UK in August of last year, and I think I've adjusted quite well, but it seems really hard to make friends if you're not going out to pubs drinking. Okay, so what I really recommend is going to meetups. Have you been to meetups.com? And there's a lot of different clubs that you can do. Like, when we came to Japan, it was tough to make friends because most people don't speak English here, and our Japanese isn't on that level to really be able to communicate well. So it's kind of like superficial friendships that we have with Japanese people that only speak Japanese. So what we did was we went on meetup.com and we found a bunch of like English Japanese conversation exchange meetups. And Joe made a lot of friends that way. And yeah, in the UK, I made a lot of friends at work and at school, mostly at university. And I think a big part of that was because, like, when you're studying conservation, you're going to be with a lot of like-minded people. It's just one of those like master's programs where like everybody is going to be incredibly passionate and most of us are going to be on the same page with a lot of stuff. So it was really easy to form bonds. But yeah, try doing meetups on meetup.com. Yeah, I really should go out into the moors more often. Hell yeah, you should. I have to go to Sunny. Oh, bye, Cassio. I hope you got to hear me say that before you left. Probably not. Just have something in. Bye, Cassio. Stop. Bye, Cassio. Stop. I hope you get to see Endgame soon. Noodle vlogs. Yeah. Okay, Joe replied to that. Have you guys made your own ramen at home yet? Does instant ramen count? I don't think that counts. So ramen broth, like the people that make it, they will make it for like 12 plus hours straight. And I love making like soups and sauces and really low, slow cooking things that take like all day because it's a great excuse to just stay home, clean, do all those things that you just don't ever have the time to do while you have this awesome sauce or soup on the stove. But that's just too much for me, to be honest. Because we thought about making pho. Have you ever had pho? It's pronounced pho, but it's spelled P-H-O. So some people call it pho, but it's Vietnamese. And it's another one of those soups. It's like an oxtail, well, a lot of different parts, based broth that like, oh my God, they let it sit for like 16 freaking hours and it's amazing. And I miss it so much. We have to go to Vietnam like soon. Yeah. I think that I'm going to convince Joe that we should go somewhere in August. I think I can do it. Because I really, originally, because of my health, we were saying that we weren't going to do anything in August. But it's Golden Week and we're not doing anything now. So I think I would go freaking crazy if we didn't travel in August too. So we'll see. Have Eleanor and Penny embraced the walking harness yet? No. And we may be just giving up on that because they're really happy girls. Like honestly, the one that I thought would enjoy the walks the most is Penny, and she was the one that freaked out so much over the harness. And Eleanor freaked out less, but she just keeps like plopping down. And like I really want her to walk to lose weight, but we started putting her on a diet instead. As unhappy as that makes her. She also, she's the one that has the anxiety issues and gets really stressed and then starts peeing places, like behavioral stuff goes downhill. So she's not as adventurous as her sister and not as explorative and not as comfortable. And like, yeah, Penny's the one that if there's a loud noise, she might look, but then she'll continue on. I think Eleanor would really freak out. So we don't think it's a fit anymore, which sucks. That would have been so cool. June's kitchen noodle vlog. I'll talk to June. I'll let him know that you want that. I've only ever said pho. Oops. Pho? Yeah. It's pho. I love pho. Yeah, it's so good. Go to Hong Kong in August. We can meet up. Oh my God, wait, are you seriously going to be in Hong Kong in August? Seriously?
You didn't know that?
I knew that she was going to be in Hong Kong. I didn't know it was in August. Ooh. We should do that. Even if we, because Hong Kong's pretty dang expensive. So even if we can just do, maybe a 2-hour layover in Hong Kong. What days are you there? Message me. Hong Kong is only for a day. Okay. Message me. Talk to me on Patreon. And let's talk dates and stuff. Because if we can make it work, I'd love to see you. That would be awesome. Okay, yeah, cool. I'd go and buy that. Have had pho, but prefer udon. Ooh, yeah. Actually, speaking of June from June's Kitchen, so yeah, Joe and I have become really close friends with Rachel and June. We haven't really announced that or put their faces on anything or anything like that because we're friends. We're not weird about it. But we have convinced June to, and by convinced, I mean, I mentioned a restaurant that we really enjoy having udon at. And June is looked it up and was looking at the pictures yesterday. And he was like, oh my God, it looks so good. And we have to go. And we're like, okay. So yeah, maybe I can have him do something udon based for you, cause that'd be fun. I'll mention it to him. Yeah. JK Vietnam sounds awesome. Hell yeah. The best noodles we have around us are a place called McNoodle King. It's amazing, mostly Thai-based, I think. Oh my God. So I have a bunch of footage for a video about all the food that we ate in Thailand. Oh my God, my mouth is watering. We already ate today. And my mouth is watering so much because, yeah, Thai food, it's just on another level, isn't it? The layers of flavor, it's just my favorite because you have I say it again and again in the video in Thailand, about the layers of flavor. So I won't repeat it, but maybe I'll make that video sooner rather than later. I was waiting on that until I was done with the Cambodian stuff, but yeah, maybe I'll make that soon. Udon, yay, yeah! And now I'm all caught up in the chat. Awesome. Okay, any other stories from traveling in the U.S. that I want to tell? In Colorado, that was the first time for both of us, I believe. Joe, was it your first time going to the natural hot springs when we were in Colorado?
Yes.
Yeah, so both of us went to hot springs in Colorado for the first time on our honeymoon. And, now we've been to hot springs a few times here in Japan, 3 times. It's not as common here because we have tattoos, so we're banned from a lot of them. But yeah, the ones that we went to, they were really beautiful. And I mean, it was in the middle of the city. If it was more in nature, I think it would have been nicer. But we literally we got in and we sat there and we're like, is this all we do? Instantly bored. Because on our honeymoon, we were hiking pretty much the entire time. And then also we took a train. It was like a coal train from Durango, Colorado to Silverton, Colorado. And the one that we had reserved was actually the train car. The whole roof was glass. So when we're going around these like crazy mountains, like these cliffs, and then like in this little area where the mountains are on both sides, like you could look straight up and you could see them. And it was absolutely amazing. Oh, that was so cool. And yeah, Silverton was this awesome town that was so high up in the mountains that we were there during the summer. We were there in August. And if you looked at the houses, they had two sets of doors, one on the first floor, and then there would always be a door on the second floor. And we were like, what the hell is that about? And so we asked somebody, and it turns out that it snows so freaking much during the winter that becomes the front door, the second floor. The entire first floor is covered. So they have two front doors, which I thought was so freaking cool. Yeah, that was awesome. And then that was also the area where like a lot of Olympians and, you know, like snowboarders and stuff went and practiced because it wasn't that famous and stuff. If you like hot springs, I highly recommend Iceland. I want to go to Iceland so bad. My friend has been there a couple of times, Ingeborg, and she loves it, but I'm just worried about how expensive it is. But yeah, we're definitely, next time we're back in Europe, we have so much more of Europe to do. We have so much more of the world to do. But yeah, I really want to do it. Oh, you spent Hogmanay there. 1819, it was the most amazing place we actually saw. Oh my God, I want to see the Aurora Borealis so bad. It's such a dream of mine. Oh, I am so happy for you and so envious at the same time. So jealous. Oh my God, that's like, oh, that's such a bucket list dream of mine. And I want to photograph them too. Oh, yeah. Oh my God. And I was really hoping to see some in Scotland because you can see some in Scotland and there's been some over Edinburgh, but like where we lived, there was just always way too much light and stuff. Yeah. Yeah, too much snow. I agree. Most people in Silverton, like what'd they say, like 70 or 80% of the town leaves. And, for the winter, they have houses and jobs and stuff elsewhere. And then we asked like what the people do here when because there's not even a local grocery store or anything. They have to go and take the train all the way down to Durango to get their groceries and stuff. So they apparently like stockpile. And then when we were like, well, what do you do during the winter? They were like, oh, you drink. I'm like, oh, okay. Okay, that's fair enough. You drink. I could never live anywhere with that much snow. I really miss snow, but that is a lot of snow. Yeah, for sure. Are you far enough south to see the Aurora Austro? I don't remember how to pronounce the other one, but was that question for me? Because Japan is north of the. Oh well, yeah, there. I have it right there. So there's Japan. It's not south at all, sadly enough. Yeah, I would love to see out there. Oh, it would be so cool. Sunny, that was my favorite reaction I've ever seen about it. Yay. You can see the Aurora Polaris in New Zealand. Oh my God, I want to go to New Zealand so bad. So bad. And actually, I have kind of a job lead. What do you call that? Like a job lead. Yeah, I have like a job lead in New Zealand for teaching English at this international school that a school that I've worked at has connections to because their students go there for like a homestay study abroad thing. But once again, it's one of those things where like we would have to be there to make it financially worth it to bring the cats. We would have to be there for like years, which I'm sure I wouldn't mind because we could explore New Zealand, we could explore Australia. I really miss my Australian friends too. It would be so great to see them. I have to message Tegan. Drink and make babies. That's what deep winter is for. Yes, you know what? I bet you most people in that town have birthdays that are, 9 months after a really heavy snowstorm. Oh man. Yes, you said it. No, we can't see any aurora anything in Japan. Honestly, there's way too much light pollution anyway. Anywhere there's people, you can't really see any of that stuff. We were actually lucky enough to see it again. Oh my God, you've seen it twice. I'm so jealous. My friend Audrey worked in Norway and she got to see it, but she was there for like 9 months. So that kind of makes sense, right? Something I thought I would never get to see the chance. I got to see it twice in 2 months. Oh my God. Oh, that's amazing. That's so cool. Now you're just showing off. That's so funny. Iceland is expensive, but what we did was a once-in-a-lifetime experience, so it was worth the money. I know about a volunteer opportunity in Iceland, but when I talked to the girl that did it, it's basically like a lot of trail maintenance, and it's camping on the mountains and doing trail maintenance during the day. But it just sounds like it would be probably too physical for what I'm capable of doing. Whatever. I would love to do it, but that's just too much for me, I think. Yeah. We got an Airbnb around an hour drive from the capital and bought most of our food from a store. Yeah, but I've heard even the food at like the grocery store and stuff is really expensive because like the really expensive places that we go to, we usually do couch surfing or we do like the cheapest Airbnb that we can find or something along those lines, cheapest hostel that we can find or a dorm room. We've stayed in a lot of different places. We're lucky too. But yeah, like in Amsterdam and a bunch of places when we were traveling around Europe, we did a lot of grocery store hauls. And I still heard that in Iceland it's just so expensive. Same thing about Switzerland, I heard. Joe, look where Penny is. Where were you in Scotland? Did you ever try, when you were in Scotland, did you ever try deep fried Mars bars? Even as a Scot, it was a bit much for me. Okay, here's the thing. So Scotland, and everybody, by the way, says that I say Scotland. I don't say Scotland. I just don't say like Scotland. I don't have the hard O that Scottish people do. But Scotland, they deep fry a lot of stuff. I will give them that. But I still say America deep fries more because, and I know this is controversial here, but in America, I have had deep fried Snickers bars, deep fried peanut butter and jelly, deep fried Oreos, deep fried jelly beans, deep fried, what's the powdered drink? Kool-Aid, deep fried lasagna. Oh, what else? Deep fried pickles. Like you name it, I've had it. And there's full places, like I was, born and raised in New Jersey. So we lived by the beach. Sorry, I'm taking off my compression stockings because they're digging into me really hard. I lived by the beach, not like right by the beach, but we would go to the beach all the time. And on the boardwalk, they had stands that it was just a bunch of different, like a sign with pictures of all the different candy bars that you can just choose what you want to get deep fried. And I've seen deep fried Kit Kats. I've never had it, but yeah, a ton of stuff. Subscribe to me, please. Good quality video. No, hide. Don't try to spam my ish. Psh, Bob McGregor. No, you're not allowed to say that. I just said it for you, though, because I said your name and that you make videos. But no, you're not allowed to say it. I'm only allowed to say it. But yeah, I didn't have them in Scotland, sadly, no. And honestly, I loved it. My favorite is still deep fried Oreos. So if we go back to America, I have a list of American foods that I really miss and that like you can't get shipped here, So I have deep fried Oreos on said list for sure. And funnel cake. Oh my God. So good. And then what was I going to say? Why you bully me? That's not bullying, dude. Um, what else was I going to say? It was about the deep fried stuff. Oh, I wanted to tell you guys one thing that I did growing up that I thought was really cool. So at Point Pleasant, New Jersey, which was the beach that we went to a lot, there was Jenkinson's Boardwalk and Jenkinson's Aquarium and a bunch of stuff. And every week they had free movies on the beach. And I don't know if they still have it. You can like look it up on their website if you want. But they had a big inflatable screen, like huge inflatable screen. And they would put it so that, like, say I'm facing the screen, and on this side is the boardwalk, and on this side is the ocean and the waves crashing, and you're sitting in the sand, and you can bring like low lawn chairs or like beach chairs or blankets or whatever, and everybody would come, and every single time, and we did this once a week, I would get fried Oreos and sit and watch the movie with my fried Oreos. And like sometimes they would have adult stuff like Jaws, and a lot of the times they had like cartoons and family friendly stuff. Another video about me being really stupid and silly, or another video, oh my gosh, another I'm getting tired. Another story about me being stupid and silly. We were watching a movie. I don't remember if it was like Brother Bear or it was one of those where it takes place out in the woods and it's a cartoon, and there were two beavers working on a dam, and the whistle goes off saying that it's time for lunch, and they both immediately sit down and pull out lunch boxes, and they look at each other, and the one beaver says to the other beaver, he's like, "What do you got? Bark? What do you got? Bark? Want to trade?" Yeah. And then they traded, and I laughed for like 3 minutes straight, so loud, and everybody turned and was looking at me like I made a really big scene because I thought that was the funniest thing in the whole world, and it was so stupid. But yeah, good times, good memories. Oh my god, that was so funny. Okay, so how the heck do you deep fry a drink? So Kool-Aid, it was the powder that they deep fried. So it like, yeah, I'm sure there's YouTube videos on it. It was interesting. And then like deep fried jelly beans, like it's the same thing. It's a big thing of like dough with, or like funnel cake with the jelly beans in it, or with the powder in it. So it's not just like, yeah, but it's really good. An Atlantic cruise, that sounds really cool. I'm really tempted by doing the Atlantic cruise thing where you take up really north and maybe whale watching. Oh my god, when we saw the whales in Australia, it was amazing. I was so happy. Yeah, whale watching is just out of this world. The store was Bonus, which is like Icelandic Aldi, so it wasn't too bad. Okay, cool. That's good to know. Thank you. I had excellent food in Scotland. Yes. Okay. If you're in Edinburgh, I cannot recommend it enough. Go to a restaurant called Forage and Chatter. It's amazing. It is so freaking good. Oh my god. And it's a little bit pricey, but for the quality of food that you get, it's literally probably easily the best meal I've ever had in my entire life was there. Oh my god. It's so worth it. My mouth is watering. We're talking too much about food, and I'm going to want a snack after this. Okay, so suddenly I'm craving deep fried Kit Kats. Nice. Might need to have a talk with the local fish and chips shop. Yes, that's a great idea. Have them do it. Deep fried mac and cheese. I've had deep fried mac and cheese. Oh my god, yeah, those are really good. But pizza puffs are amazing. I don't think I've had pizza puffs. I love dessert, but I can't. Oh, I've had deep fried cheesecake. Oh my god, how American do I sound? I was thinking about making a video of like, how American am I? Because all these people are saying like, you're not a real American, you don't live here, and blah blah blah. Go out, stay out of our country. I think someone's fishing for a ban. Oh, he got timed out by me? No way. Wait, I didn't click anything.
No, I didn't.
Oh, you clicked it? Was he being bad?
He's just being a butt.
Oh, okay. I didn't even see any of those messages. Oh, I'm sorry if anybody was. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry if anybody was annoyed by that. I prefer deep fried flakes or dairy milk. Oh, flakes. I immediately thought like fish flakes or corn flakes, like breakfast cereal. I'm like, okay. Deep fried ice cream. That is really good too. Yeah. You know what? They've reintroduced beavers to Scotland and they've been so successful. There's already talk of culls. Well, yeah, because there's no predators there's no natural predators in Scotland. So they need to introduce predators now. They've been talking about introducing the lynx while I was still there. And then hopefully after the lynx, they can potentially reintroduce wolves. There's only a very small area of Scotland where that would be possible to reintroduce wolves, but lynx have big potential. So they need to do that next. It's problem solved. Nature balances itself out. It's us that always messes it up. He was being a butt. Okay. Yeah. I think I've been to that restaurant. Yeah. Awesome. Also, can anyone can also recommend if anyone's in town. Okay, the City Cafe in Edinburgh is a great shout. Have I been there? I don't know if I've been there. I would love to see How American Am I video. We could all play along. Okay, I've been toying with that idea. Miriam, hey, have you been here the whole time and just haven't been talking? Hi. Yeah, I've been toying with the idea of doing a How American Am I and just going over basically like American stereotypes, like have I shot a gun? Tune in to find out. I have seen them many times there in Edinburgh, but I still haven't tried them. Do they taste like churros? I would not say that they taste like churros. Churros are delicious, and deep fried chocolate bars are delicious, but in different ways. I don't think lynx have disappeared from Scotland. From my knowledge, it has, but I would be very happy to be wrong. My hubby recognized your voice. Hi, hubby. Cool. Did he recognize my stupid laugh too? I don't know if any of you guys have seen it yet, but on my Patreon, I just uploaded like 2 hours ago, or actually now it's like 3.5 hours ago, a video where I actually edited a clip and then replayed it to Joe to be like, do you hear how stupid my laugh sounds in this? Oh gosh. Deep fried Mars bars are like the sticky, chocolatey, nougaty messes. Yes. Pretty much like you'd imagine. So good. Yes. Hi. I was trying to jump in the conversation, but it kept changing. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm talking really fast and I'm still not keeping up with the like actual conversation here. My bad. All right, I see. I love your laugh. It's distinctive and it's great. I have many laughs. Some I enjoy. Some are stupid. Also, I want to show you guys. I got new books. So look, I got Extinction Edge. I read the first one of this. I don't remember the name of it. It was Extinction something. Extinction Horizon. That's what it was. So this one's a zombie apocalypse book, and I read the first one when we were in Cambodia. So I waited a long time, but now I got the second one. And then check this out. I got this. It's called Cinder, and it's like futuristic fairy tale thing with like let me read. Even in the future, the story begins once upon a time. Humans and androids crowd the raucous streets of New Beijing, and a deadly plague ravages the population. Do you see a theme in my fiction? Yeah. Anyway, and then I got this, which I'm really excited to read. Have anybody read any of these books? And if you have, no spoilers, but let me know what you thought of them, because I would love to know, because I'm about to read all of those. I'm really excited about it. I also have another book that I wanted to show you guys, but I lent it to a friend like over a month ago, and I still haven't gotten it back. And I know that she finished it like a month ago. That's fine. It's an animal behavior one that I'm so excited to read, and I haven't read anything else because I've been waiting to get that one back so I could read that first, but now I'm thinking I'm not going to get that back anytime soon. We'll see. The links died out over 900 years ago, sadly. Yeah. Agree with the laugh. Thanks. I love Cinder. Awesome. Kaz, you and I have very similar book taste. So that makes me feel like I'm going to love it too. Yay. Very entertaining live stream, Sunny. Hi, John Scott. Thank you so much. I'm so glad. I was a bit nervous about this. I've only done live chats with my patrons before, and like I know them pretty well. So I feel very comfortable talking to them. And then I had a bunch of like technical issues at the start of this, so I was really nervous. But yeah, I put on makeup. I like got all dolled up for you guys. So I'm glad you're liking it. 1990s, not 900. Okay, yeah, that makes more sense. I mean, the UK used to also have like lions and bears and stuff that died out hundreds of years ago. Adding Cinder to my reading list. Awesome. I'm sure they were there when I was in the 50s onwards. Disregard the 7. I got excited. I mistype all the time. It's all good. Okay, you're not a FUD. It's just a mistype. It's not a big deal. It's fine. Okay, but it's been about an hour and a half, and it's almost 11 o'clock at night here. Like I said, we don't have work tomorrow or anything, but we are trying to get our sleep schedule back to slightly normal. So any last minute quick questions that you guys have that I can answer, or you good? Oh, I really, for the people that have like watched this long, I want to like hint. Should I hint, Joe? Should I? No? Okay, I'm not gonna. It's Joe. He told me not to. So you'll find out really soon if it happens, if it comes true. Like we're just waiting. We're just waiting a couple more days, and we'll find out about the secret side thing. I can't say. What is your favorite form of cooked potato? I'm gonna say twice baked potatoes, like loaded twice baked potatoes with like the cheese and the like either a sweet potato, loaded twice baked sweet potato, or loaded twice baked regular potato. Both are really good. Like if it's the sweet potato, then with like cinnamon and marshmallows, make it like dessert potato. And then if it's a regular potato, like sour cream, chives, and cheese. Maybe some broccoli, like little florets of broccoli. That would be so damn good. Oh my God. I want that right now. Good night. I'm off to get ready for work. Oh, have a really great day at work, Chips. It's been so fun talking to you. You too, Lauren. Thank you for joining. Joe, spoil sport. Yeah, I know he is. It's been fun chatting, but I need to go to class to learn to be a game designer. That's awesome. That is really cool. Good luck with that. Still feel like an imposter in my 3rd year, but still, a lot of people feel that way, don't feel that way. You're awesome, I'm sure, especially if you're in your 3rd year, you probably know a lot. So don't doubt yourself. Everybody feels that way. You were very natural in front of the camera. They should make you a TV presenter. Thank you. I would probably say something really dumb eventually, but maybe it would entertain people. Okay, but yeah, I'm going to call it here. Thank you guys so much for watching and for supporting me and being here, and I hope you all enjoyed it. And yeah, this was a better turnout than I thought I would have, so I really appreciate it. First time live stream, yay! I will level up my interactions. Have a great rest. Thank you. Oh, bye, Andy. Bye, Kaz. Bye, Miriam. Bye, John Scott. Bye, everyone in the chat. And let me see. Bye for now, Sunny. Intriguing. Check out my on Twitter. Yeah, go for it. And actually, I'll tell my husband to check that out too. Okay. Bye, everybody. See you soon. Hopefully, maybe next time. I may do this again eventually. Bye.